welcome, Justine, to my podcast. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. So for those who don't know who you are, please introduce yourself and tell us about all the thousand things that you do.
What do I start with? Hi, I'm Justine. I'm in a heavy metal band called Employed to Serve, and I do vocals. And I also run Church Road Records with my husband Sammy, who's also in Employed to Serve. So he's probably sick of me, actually, thinking about it.
What's that like, though? Like living with your spouse, working with your spouse, like can that be quite intense sometimes?
Um, I guess so. I think it depends on your relationship. So I enjoy my husband. Like, not that people don't enjoy their husband's company. I'm not saying that, but some personalities really suit each other in intense spells, whereas others don't, and they kind of like they like a bit of like I don't know, yeah, dependency, I guess. But yeah, like it's fine. Like I mean, we're pretty good at it. We've been doing because we've been in the band together for so long.
Mm.
That's kind of like working together in a way. So we've been doing that for like over 10 years. So yeah, I feel like we've like had good boundaries from that. Like if something's annoying with the band or with work, we tend to just park it and not talk about it over dinner,
Mm.
and stuff like that. I think having like compartmentalizing is like important, I think.
Yeah,
Otherwise you just end up existing in your work sphere forever. Because
I get it.
no matter what job you do, like there's gonna be something annoying, like whether it's couriers or things like that.
Absolutely. So the reason I wanted to get you on as a guest is, first of all, I am a big fan of women in the metal scene. I think we need more, and I like sort of shining a light on very talented women such as yourself. But also, you're the first ever female vocalist that I ever saw live.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm glad to be your first.
You popped my female metal vocalist cherry. You did. It was in 2022. You were on tour with Gojira and Alien Weaponry, and I saw you in at your Copenhagen show.
Oh, that was fun.
And I just remember thinking, like, first of all, you smashed it. Like, you were such a good warm up for everyone, and you got everyone like proper vibe and everything. It was great. But I just remember thinking, fuck, she is so cool.
Thank you.
I just loved your
Don't
energy.
get to know me, it'll ruin the illusion.
But honestly, I'd like your energy on stage and your presence, because I think you've got a really good balance of your vocals are really powerful, but you're not like you've got a really good balance of you just look like such a nice human being, but you're like your vocals are like, whoa, like
Oh yeah, well, I like to think I get my hate out
yeah,
in screaming. It's very cleansing for the soul.
I can imagine. Like, do you have any sort of pre-show rituals like to get yourself warmed up, or do you just go on and just like
Oh, loads. Especially as I'm getting like I'm not old, but like as I'm getting older, I'm like a lot more regimented. And I think it's also you just know what works for you, and also you don't bounce back when you're not in your 20s anymore. But I have like a real thing of like I make sure like I don't eat. I literally try and do. I basically do a gym bro meal before. I literally do a chicken broccoli and rice sort of like imagination of like for dinner, and that has to be like 4 hours before I play. Otherwise I feel like indigestiony because that's gross. And then what else do I do? I start warming up about an hour before, and then I have a hype playlist that I spent 4.5 hours making on a plane on a like a really long tour journey one day. That's literally what I did for an entire journey. So yeah, I listened to that, and that's all R&B and pop hits that I loved from 2000s.
mm,
Because I find it important to have a palate cleanse because it feels like the metal feels heavier once you've been listening to loads of pop, whereas if you've just been listening to loads of noise, it doesn't hit me as much. So yeah, so I have a few little rituals for sure.
yeah.
And I still steam my stage clothes as well. I have like a hand steamer because I don't like wrinkles and things 'cause they show up on camera. I find it very therapeutic as well. It's like a ritual
Yeah.
before stage. So yeah, I mean Mario starts warming up, like the drummer starts warming up as well, like 4 hours before.
Yeah.
Like he's like, yeah, they're all very like I think when you get to a certain stage where when you're playing like an hour plus
Mm.
and you're doing a tour for months, you have to warm up. You have to do something because you'll ruin it. Even our guitarist David started stretching a little bit and he was probably like, no, I don't need it. And then halfway through a tour he starts needing it.
But I mean, Mario's a machine. Like what he
He
does
is.
for like an hour and a half straight, I can't imagine.
That's it. It's a lot of work goes into like maintaining it and just because obviously I was like guilty of this. I just sort of see like incredible performers like him and be like, wow, he just knocks it out. It's like, no, there's a lot going next. You can see him on his Instagram. He's like constantly like practicing to metronomes and stuff like that. He spends hours like warming up, and it's kind of nice though because it kind of feels like, it's attainable. It's like you just need to like be very disciplined. And obviously he's very naturally talented as well, but obviously it's like a work slash talent um sort of balance.
Yeah, absolutely. So take us back to the early days of Employed to Serve. What sparked it? What made you guys want to be a band?
Um, I've always just liked music. I started playing guitar when I was 12, 13, but I struggled applying myself to guitar. Like I hated sitting still. I found it kind of boring going over and over. And I'm not naturally musical or rhythmic, so I'd be able to play the notes eventually, but then it sounded wrong because the rhythm was wrong, and I didn't quite understand that. And I didn't stick to lessons or anything like that. Basically, I used to flit around a lot when I was younger. I used to always sort of like jump from one thing to the other, and I get bored. I like it'd be my favorite thing, and I pick it up and throw it away. So I kind of did that, but then as I got older, I still like, I've always loved music and things like that, and I started taking photos of bands because that's something I could do and I enjoyed. But it wasn't until this was like 5 years into dating Sammy. He was doing this sort of bedroom recording project. And he just said, why don't you just try and do vocals? And I just did. And that's pretty much it, really. And we went to Heavy Fest in 2012, which is like a Kent music festival in the UK. Yeah, all these incredible bands were playing, and I just felt really gassed to sort of like see all these bands. I saw like Rose Massey and a band called Veils there, who had female vocalists, and I was like, oh, women in bands, they're allowed. And so yeah, I just kind of did that, really.
So that's why representation is so important, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you see yourself in them, right?
Yeah.
So when I was younger, I used to be really into football. I used to play I think almost county level. I kind of got into metal before I really took off in football. But when I was younger, there was no female football players or anything like that. It just wasn't really a thing. It wasn't a thing to like want to be in a career or anything like that. And I kind of feel like it's something I would have continued if there was more women doing it. I think because you kind of feel like it's not acceptable because you don't need permission, but I guess it's more if it feels more achievable, I guess is what I'm
Yeah.
because even sorry, I'm jumping around. Even yeah, female athletes like in the Olympics, Commonwealth Games and stuff like track and things like that. Like it's so big now because of things like Netflix documentaries and social media and things, and there's just a lot more spotlight on it, really.
Yeah, that's one thing social media is good at. Um,
Mm.
Definitely. So in the songwriting process, who writes your lyrics in the band, and is it sort of do you take it from personal experiences or just like a broader sort of social commentary, or what's the process?
Lyrically, it's mainly personal experiences, but there's like wider causes sort of peppered in. So like it's like mainly it's things that are important to us, basically, I guess is probably the easier way to answer that. And lyrically, it sort of depends really. So some albums I do quite a lot of lyric writing and others Sammy does most of it. It just depends on the song. So if it's something that is very verse chorus driven, Sammy kind of has like a few key vocal lines or stuff already in his head whilst writing it.
Mm.
But yeah, like I kind of always have like a lyric book, or most of the time have a lyric book on the go, and we kind of just sort of dissect it. Oh, sorry, the sun's coming in. The sun's showing its face. Um, and yeah, we sort of collaborate really. And the
Yeah.
thing is as well, like with this last record, Sammy wrote most of the lyrics for it.
Mm.
Because we've been together since we were 16 years old, it kind of feels very close to me anyway, if that makes sense, because like we've obviously been through all of it together from such a young age. So yeah, it kind of feels like natural that he would write most as well.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love love. It's great.
Cute, isn't it?
It is. So the metal scene now, the UK metal scene now, what are your three top upcoming bands?
There's so many. I mean, most of them are on our label. Like it's
Mm.
okay, so non-church road bands because that's really lazy.
Yeah.
If I just list them off. Um, who is good at upcoming? Oh, I really like Zetra. I'm a
Mm.
big fan of the Ghouls.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zetra is like awesome. They've only just released their debut album, but I found them. So they replaced one of our bands at a show because it was during just post-COVID, and one of our bands got COVID and had to
Mm.
drop off, and Zetra replaced them last minute, and I was at that show and I was like blown away. I love their stuff. It's like Paradise Lost,
Yeah.
a mix of a bit of typo, a bit of him, a bit of Scandi vibes,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. Who else? False Reality are really cool. They're sort of like hardcore, metal adjacent.
Mhm.
They're really awesome. Who else? I'm trying. It's so hard for me to think of non-church road bands.
You can also say church rose.
I'll do Mastiff. They're not new, but that we've just started working with them and we announced the new EP today, so they're really awesome. I feel like they're up and coming, even though they've been around for a while, because I feel like they're sort of hitting their stride and people
Mm.
are realizing how awesome they are. So they're kind of like they've been around for a bit, but
Yeah.
yeah, they're cool. Sort of
Um,
like the Balba, Gatecreeper kind of vibes.
I love that. I'm on your mailing list, and I got that mail, and I was like, "Ooh, interesting."
Sorry about that, by the way. He'll get bombarded.
Bring it on. I do the same, and I'm nothing wrong with self promotion because I have my own bands on my t-shirt.
Oh yeah, you got to. It's street team.
Exactly. Like you have to support them whatever you can, however you can. So talking of like touring and live shows, what is your wildest memory of touring?
Oh, it's got to be one of the Gajira nights. So like when we played Bercy Arena in Paris, it was insane. I felt like a footballer. There were so many people like there that like even though no one was really talking before we played, like you could hear everyone breathing because it was like it probably changes every time I say the number. I think it's like 16,000,
Wow.
like thereabouts, like way over 10. And it was insane. And like we opened as well, and like to see that many people there. So it was sold out, and yeah, and it's the biggest venue we've ever played, and it was in Paris, which was
Mm.
pretty exciting. So it's pretty wild to play a non-native English speaking country and play to that many people. It was pretty felt very special. And they were very receptive, which as well, which is really awesome. Which is hard when you're like opening because people just come straight from work. They haven't started drinking yet, or they're
Mm.
still sort of like, got the cobwebs from like the working day. So it's like really hard to, get them into the sort of mindset for a show. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was really cool.
I can imagine Gojira playing in their home country must be a wild experience.
That was insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like the king had come.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
That must have been really cool. So how do you keep your energy up on tour, like on a long tour? I can imagine that after a while you're missing home, you're maybe tired of, everything is physically demanding, obviously. How do you like keep going and keep bringing it every night?
I don't really drink on tour. That's a huge one.
Yeah.
Like that's like it's really hard to bounce back, especially after you're doing like a month or so. Um, yeah, so I don't really. I pick like I don't drink like I still drink sometimes, but like I'll have like select nights
Hmm.
because I also worry about losing my voice because it's not doing vocals that's bad for my voice. It's talking loudly. And when I've had a few drinks, like I definitely yap a bit too much. So that's a big one. I'm really choosy, and also that also extends to like not hanging out at bars and things afterwards, as boring as it is. Like on the Gajira tour, I just kind of went to my bunk. It's quite antisocial being a vocalist, to be honest. Because like you just have to, like otherwise you just like you ruin the show for the whole band because you've just like blown your voice out.
Yeah.
I'm good at keeping up my sleep. I try to eat healthy. It's just like all the basic stuff you would do, I guess. Like I try to pretend I'm an athlete and I'm like, because you are doing an hour worth of cardio every night, after sitting still in a van
Yeah.
like all day. So it's like quite a jarring thing for your body. So you have to kind of be kind to it.
Hmm.
You have to treat yourself like a child and be like, no, no, I don't need another Burger King. I need some vegetables. Because it's funny actually, because the deeper into a tour you get, the more tired you are and the more you want to like eat crap and drink and just sort of be like, fuck it, like it's the tour lifestyle. Um, but yeah, the more you fight about it, the more you fight sort of like that need to eat chicken nuggets, the 20 box from McDonald's, which I do sometimes hit. Yeah, like I think it's a lot easier ride. Yeah. I'm also just pretty good at switching off. I'm kind of like I work whilst I'm away, which also weirdly helps because it gives me something to do. I
Hmm.
think the biggest thing is being bored because touring is a lot of hurrying up and waiting. Like
Yeah.
you literally you spend hours and hours. I sound like I don't enjoy it. I do enjoy it, but you literally spend like 7+ hours preparing for a 30-minute show, like traveling, getting ready. It's like 30 to minutes, and it's like all for 30 minutes to an hour. So you have to just sort of fill that time with stuff that keeps your brain busy and moving a bit, really. So really boring stuff. I wish I told you I did speed or cocaine or something fun. Well, it's not that fun, really, is it? It is in the moment, but like,
It might be.
yeah,
You know what? I'm gonna edit that so it just has that bit where you say I do speed and cocaine.
just do loads of speed and coke together. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
I'll have
And
one
then
speed and cocaine, please.
she smashes a box of chicken nuggets and then she just goes straight on stage.
Sounds like a great time. Oh, mate, I'd be so
Perfect.
sloppy. Or I think I'd have a panic attack, actually. I think like having that many stimulants whilst trying to be like, I need to remember the lyrics.
Um, so if you weren't in a band and you weren't working in the metal scene, what would you be doing instead?
Oh, probably working in book publishing. Like, I've often like thought about this recently actually because I've like I don't think I'll leave working in music like because I still enjoy it after like years.
Hmm.
But I have been thinking it's like what would I do? And yeah, I read a lot of books. Like I probably read about 3 hours a day. I shoehorn in as much reading as possible. Like I have a Kindle and it's like the best thing I've ever bought. So I literally just like it's quite nice because instead of scrolling all the time, I literally like if I'm on a queue or something like that, I have the app on my phone. I just pop up a book that I'm reading.
Hmm.
So yeah, I like books. I always have done as well, actually. I've always.
Same. Like my Kindle is I think I like it more than my phone actually.
Me too. My phone pisses me off because like my friends and family are trying to get in touch with me. I'm like, no, the book boyfriend is talking to me,
Yeah, you're not important.
interrupting my reading time.
Yeah.
But yeah, something in books.
That's
Something
really
in books for
cool.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah, books are great. Like it's just escapism in it.
Yeah. I've actively prefer reading books to watching films now and
Mm.
watching TV shows, but I never thought. I think I ruined my attention span for the longest time actually, because I always had to have multiple. I think everyone has this issue though, like having to have multiple things. But now I'm actually like pretty consistent at just reading my Kindle. So.
Yeah. Love it. Kindle's great, especially when you're traveling a lot. Like
Mm.
I remember before I got a Kindle, I'd always have like 3 or 4 books wherever I was going. And it's fucking heavy.
Dude, yeah. I mean, the books I read, some of them are like 1,000 pages.
Exactly. They're huge.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 grams extra, like well, it's like a kilo in your luggage. Audiobooks as well are wicked because I can't really read in the van. So I like staring out at windows and listen to audiobooks as well.
So I guess reading is one of the answers to the next question. But between all the things that you do with the record label and the band and the PR stuff that you do, how do you juggle it all without burning out?
I used to struggle with this a lot. So I've implemented what do therapists like to call it? A toolbox. I have a toolbox of things, and I
Yeah.
feel like I always like know the signs as well. I get a bit jaded and I'm a bit like, oh, I can't be asked.
Hmm.
So like I revert back to making sure I have a schedule of like, seeing friends and family. A big one is like I love going out to dinner. That's like my favorite thing. Like I'm lucky enough to live a 20-minute journey from central London. So me and my friends like always like try and go for dinner once a month and we like pick a new place that TikTok told us to go to. And we just like, yeah, just chat shit. I think that's another thing as well, having friends that aren't like I love my friends in music, but I like the palate cleanse of going to my childhood friends and we've all got very different jobs. Two of them are doctors, one's a scientist. It's just sort of like
Hmm.
way more successful than I am. But like yeah, they have like big girl jobs. And I get to like hear them in their corporate structures and stuff like that. And I quite like it. It's a bit of escapism.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, I kind of do that really. Um, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why I went to Ibiza for a clubbing holiday, and it's like despite going out until like 5 a.m. every night, I felt more refreshed because I didn't have to like think about work or anything like that. It was such a different environment from work because it was like David Guetta playing his residency. I didn't think about metal once or anything like that, and I was like, I actually feel like really refreshed after this, and I felt
Yeah.
really stoked to get back into the riffs.
Hmm. Yeah. I saw the pictures on your Instagram. I was like, she is having fun. That is
It
great.
was very fun. It's very, very hard on the body though. 3 nights out in a row. We only did 3 nights out and it was, yeah, it was
Yeah.
hard.
Can I ask how old you are?
33.
Same as me. I'm also 33. We're not 21 anymore. I get you.
No. I was always shit on a hangover though. Like they do get a bit worse, but that's
Mhm.
because you have more, you don't have just like a few uni lectures to go to. You had like no responsibilities when you were that age. So you could just like rot all day and not have to like answer to anyone. But obviously you're an adult, right? So you have to you have to do stuff to take, do like washing and go to work. So
Yeah. And oh, there's these two little things that run around and call you mum, and you're like,
oh, children selfish creatures.
are you still
At least they
here?
feed,
Like, you want breakfast? What?
they have to feed you.
As you mentioned, you like your sort of musical palette cleansers. What is one artist on your playlist that you listen to a lot that would surprise people?
Oh, I'm trying to think. There's so many. I don't think I'm that surprising though, because I'm very open about my other love,
Yeah.
which is Beyonce. Um, who's like I really like Tanash. She's like my favorite, and Jamila Woods. Those two at the moment are like my constants.
Mm,
I have like albums or artists of the moment. I have cycles of like only listening to one artist. Yeah. I'm currently going through a little phase again.
yeah.
I say again, I've been
Again.
through many. Because I saw her at Arctangent, she was good. I
Mm,
just like it though, because like I'm going off on like, yeah, you didn't ask me this, but I like doing deep dives because I think because I have so much choice on Tidal and streaming services and stuff, I find it really hard to get into an artist and an album. Like I find myself feeling like a poser when people go, "What have you been listening to?" And I can't even tell them what album it is
yeah.
because I literally go, "The blue one," because
Yeah.
like you don't have like I do have vinyl, but I don't sit down and listen to
Yeah.
them. They just look pretty, don't they? Well, I don't anyway. But like, yeah, I find it a good way of like actually experiencing an album properly, how it should be, rather than just sort of flicking through.
I'm the same, like, because I have a hideous tendency. I hear a song I like and I listen to it like 50 times a day. And then they'll
So,
people be like, and then I'll share it on my Instagram story, and people be like, "Oh, sick! What album's that from?" And I'm like, "Their first one? I don't know." And then I have to, and I just feel like, oh, I should know better. But yeah, I'm a singles girl. Like there's very few albums I can listen to from start to finish, and that's awful when you work in this industry because I have to at some point. Like I have to listen to some albums from start to finish. Um, but yeah, I've got just a singles playlist full of various metal genres, and then I have one of like a 2000s pop playlist as well for when I'm cleaning.
perfect. Oh, it's that classic meme, isn't it? You know, when you're in the 30s, when you're like cleaning to the music you used to club to.
It's exactly that. It's exactly that. Like the stuff I used to get drunk to at uni, I now like polish stuff too. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I look at myself, I'm like, wow, what happened?
I mean, to be fair, if we carried our drinking habits and partying habits from our 20s into our 30s, it would be pretty tragic at this point,
It
you
would
know?
be really sad.
Yeah. Drinking before midday because we like had freshers or something. It's like it doesn't really fit, when you're,
Nah,
when you're an adult.
it would be tragic. It would. So last question before we play a game that I mentioned. I like to look at the psychology sort of behind metal music and the people that make the music. And I like to ask how they got into metal music in the first place and how they use heavy music to as a tool, really, to sort of a mental health tool.
How did I get into it? I think it was a combination of Tony Hawk Pro Skater soundtrack because I really enjoyed PlayStation when I was growing up and SSX Tricky. So those two games had lots of uh awesome artists. So Tony Hawk had more sort of heavier stuff. They had like Avenged Sevenfold
Mm,
and Papa Roach.
yeah.
So I got into that. And then SSX had things like Caesars and like a few indie stuff and with a few rock bits.
Mm,
So kind of that. And then my mum used to buy we used to do the food shop. They used to do the now 59, like now 49
mm,
and things like that. And I used to have like Blink 182, Sum 41, uh, Nickelback. I fucking love Nickelback. Unironically, it's not a guilty pleasure. Yeah, and like bands like that basically. And then from there, I discovered Kerrang magazine. And
mm,
I was lucky enough to have cable TV when I was growing up. So then that opened up Scuzz and Kerrang. And then I
mm,
used to have a little notebook of all the songs I really liked. And then I'd
mm.
save up my pocket money because CDs were like £20.
Yeah.
So like I used to save up like a month plus like
Mm,
pocket money and then go to HMV and be like,
yeah.
that one. So yeah, that's how I got into it.
Maybe that was like my Saturday ritual. I'd go to town and like go to HMV and see what they like had. That was the best.
It was my favorite. I used to spend
Mm.
like hours just
Me
like
too.
looking at
And
it.
I love that you could like listen to the albums first. You could like play
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
I'd yeah, hours, literally hours.
With the grotty headphones
With
that
the
you never
sweaty,
know when do you clean them? No.
like, do I care? Not really. It's fine. Yeah, and the second part of the question was, I speak to a lot of people about mental health and how metal has helped them with their mental health struggles in the past. Is that something you can relate to?
But yeah, definitely. So I think metal. I never pronounce my T's.
I said metal as well because we're from the south of
Metal.
England.
Yeah. Metal in it.
Metal.
Um Yeah, so I find metal music is very honest, and
Mm,
actually, even though it's like kind of, it's always touted as darker, but it's just like actually exploring the full spectrum of human emotion. Whereas, as much as I love all the pop and R&B, I listen to, most of that is about heartbreak. Like, well, it's about heartbreak, but like it's about like chasing girls in the club
yeah.
and like things like that. They're a bit more like, surface level problems. Whereas, yeah, like Slipknot, like Nirvana, bands like that, they've always just sort of like spoken about, addiction and depression and things like that. Since things like that, loads. I need to think
Mm,
of a new word. Chat GPT, what else can I say? Yeah, so like I find it kind of communicates like things that everyone struggles with in an awesome way and with riffs.
yeah. And what a better way?
Hmm.
'Cause we love riffs. Yeah, I think everyone like I've interviewed a lot of musicians on my podcast, and I think what unites you all and us all that enjoy metal music is that it is that depth of human emotion, like you said, and it's just feeling like you're not alone with all those problems because it can feel really scary sometimes to have those problems and like you're alone maybe. And then I feel like listening to metal, it kind of, I mean, it's cathartic, isn't it? And also
Yeah.
it kind of makes you feel like, oh, I'm not alone. Like this person's been through it and got through it. I can do that as well. Um, I think it's really
Yeah,
cool.
absolutely. Especially when like growing up, like you're English as well, innit? Like, we didn't talk about that. Like when we were kids, like we didn't, if you're like getting in trouble in school, you're just a bad kid. It wasn't because you were struggling or anything like that. They just automatically thought you're being difficult.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I feel like it's a lot better now. I mean, obviously it's not perfect, whatever, never will be, but
Mm.
like there was no conversation about struggling and things like that, or anxiety, or just not being able to sit and concentrate in class and things like that. So yeah, I think it was like a very welcoming community,
Mm.
even if maybe the band members didn't mean it to be. It was just something like, oh, like, they find this stuff hard too.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to end our episode with a game, and I play this with all my guests. It's called Gift or Curse. Very simple. I'm going to say five things one at a time, and you have to tell me whether you think that thing is a gift for the world or a curse upon the world. Non-metal related, just other world, just everything else. So number one is group chats blowing up at 2 a.m. Gift or
Okay.
curse?
Even though I mute it actually, so it's not really an issue. Oh, actually, no, that's hard
It is hard.
because if it's 2 a.m., it's usually because someone is on a night out and something mental's happened.
Yes,
Oh, 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 fuck it. Say curse for now. But yeah, it's hard.
it is hard, but yeah, I agree. Um, this one, honestly. Um, airport security, gift or curse?
Gift. They're for a reason, aren't they?
I'm very ambivalent because I travel with my kids a lot,
But
and
your Denmark ones are fit though.
they're great, and
They
that's
look like fucking models. Like the men and the women look like models, and you're like, search me.
oh no, it beeped. I'm so
No.
sorry, but yeah,
Holding a mess can. Oh
no,
no.
I'm here. But I think it's both. Like, obviously, it helps. I get it, security, blah blah blah, blah. But you know, I think having to take all your like shoes and shit off, that annoys me. but that's just
They
because
are
I'm
getting better. Like the bigger airports like Gatwick and Heathrow, they don't tell you to take your stupid laptops and liquids out anymore.
yeah.
They're a bit more sophisticated, so that's less annoying.
Yeah, it differs from. I've been in like 8 different airports this summer, I swear, and
Mm,
it differs from airport to airport. And I'm like, I can never remember what to do, so I just take
yeah.
it all off. I'm like, there you go.
Get naked.
Yeah, look, just look. I ain't got anything. Vegan junk food, gift or curse?
I think a curse. So like I don't know, it's just extra I think in your head you think it's healthier because you think
Yeah,
associate vegan with vegetables,
yeah,
but it's full of shit.
mm,
Like it's awful. I mean, it's just as bad as like normal junk food, really, isn't it? It's just heavily processed. And
yeah,
also, I think I struggle with the vegan meat alternatives when they have like Satan in it and it's just pure freaking gluten.
yeah.
It's like it's a lot.
It is. No, but I
Even
get
if
it.
you're
Like,
not,
I think. I mean, it's not the food that annoys me. It's the people that eat it and like act like they're better than you.
yeah, I mean you can be a breaditarian. Do you know what I mean? You can just
Mhm.
eat bread and not because I know quite a few veggies and vegans who hate vegetables, and I'm like, dude, you need to eat meat or something healthier because it's just well, not I mean, not the meat's like healthier, but you know what I mean. At least it's
Mm.
not as processed, if you know
Yeah,
what I mean. It's not made in a lab.
yeah.
Um,
I think also it's like I have a friend who's vegan and she buys like vegan ice cream. And I'm like, dude, it's still got sugar in it. Like it's still ice
yeah,
cream.
it's not
It,
healthy.
it's not healthy. You can't sit and like act like you're holier than everyone. You're still eating
No,
like 100
it's
grams of
like
madness.
it's like when I used to have like vegan cakes and stuff. I'm not vegan anymore, but Sammy still is. Like my
Mm.
brother would be like, "Oh, it's okay though, because it's vegan." I was like, "It's still just as many like calories and grams of sugar. It's not
But
like yeah, it's not a freaking salad." Yes.
crowd surfers landing on your head, gift or curse.
Okay, I don't get that close anymore. I don't I don't like getting jostled. I like to
Feel
stand at the back at a safe distance. I like my personal space and I clutch my tote bag. I like watching it though. I love watching people have a really good time.
yeah,
I used to like it. Although I got a bit weirded out about strangers touching me and they found it awkward too because I crowd surfed a few times and I almost got dropped because men wouldn't want to like touch me.
yeah,
'Cause they wouldn't be like I used to they'd try and like just touch my ankle like a
yeah,
safe space. And then I'd end up like, face planting because they wouldn't like want to touch my waist or anything.
yeah.
But it was just awkward for everyone. I mean, it goes to show how nice our crowds are, actually.
I mean,
So,
they're polite, even though you
yeah.
fall on your face. It's for a good reason.
But it got to the point where I felt like I was forcing them to touch me. So,
Yeah, yeah, that's not good either. No, no.
that's a cool quote.
See, I have the issue with
You
that.
could ruin me with this as a speed and cocaine. Force them to touch me.
Chicken is
Chicken, 20 boxes of chicken nuggets. Well, box of 20 nuggets. That's very different.
rock and roll lifestyle.
Yeah. Maybe I was crowd surfing whilst doing speed, whilst eating my box of chicken nuggets.
Yes, I'm just gonna make like an Instagram reel of that and then just post it and be like, watch this.
Justine's favorite pastime, you'll never guess.
Proper clickbait. Yeah. I think my issue with crowd surfing is I'm really tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like almost 6 foot. And
Oh,
yeah, I have to do
that's
the
great
bit.
for shows and like top shelf picking.
It is. I stand at the back, I can see everything.
You don't need a man.
No. Thing is, like, and I wear like boots, right? I'm fine. I can see everything. It's fine.
Oh,
But I then have to like lift people at crowd surf, and that annoys
oh.
me.
You get the brunt of the weight as well. If there's no one else tall,
This
you
is the
get
thing,
them
because they think,
first.
oh, the tall people are going to carry them, and then like all the little short people are sitting there like, we don't have to do anything, and I'm just like, I don't want to touch this sweaty person, but they're like literally going to fall on me if I don't, and I can't just
The
move
worst,
before.
the worst is when they're like shirtless. They always reminds me of do you remember that film with is it Ben Stiller, Along Came Polly,
Yeah.
where like he's playing basketball and the
Mhm.
shirtless like hairy man
And it's like,
jumps up. He's like
yeah,
reminds me of that.
I had a very similar experience. And obviously, like metalhead dudes have got like fucking hair everywhere. And this guy
Mm.
with just his long hair like stuck to him, and it was I could just see it coming. It was like slow motion. I was like, I don't want to be here. Like I would just want a hole to swallow.
Regret.
I can't move because he's gonna fall, and I'd feel terrible. But I don't want to touch him because he's like, oh,
They're also like greased up, like they're a bar of soap as well. So you kind of just you're kind of slippery and you can't really
and
get
I stood.
past
I
this.
was like, I don't know what to do. Ooh, no, can't be having
Maybe
that.
it wasn't because they didn't want to touch me because I'm a woman. Maybe it was because I was gross and sweaty. Maybe I just thought too much of myself then. Maybe they're like, oh, just leaving in.
I don't want to touch her. Oh.
Sweaty mess.
So yeah, number five is something that I ask. It's a recurring one. And it's just to spice it up a little bit. I have asked all my guests this, and it gets various answers. Flavored condoms, gift or cut.
Curse. I don't know. It's just gross. It's all gross. It just tastes like, I don't know, it just tastes synthetic, doesn't it?
I've never understood it.
It's a gimmick, isn't it? It's just to
It,
sell. It's just to sell.
it is a gimmick, and I don't get the practical use. I don't get why they'd be flavored because it's like sucking on a plastic bag. I don't understand it.
Yeah. All the microplastics.
Yeah, exactly. It's bad for the environment, honestly. I can get behind, like, I understand the glow in the dark ones. That's kind of fun. But
They're funny.
yeah, like, it's fun. Like, you have to admit. But the flavored ones, like, there's bacon flavored ones. Like, what? I mean, can you imagine that?
Weird. But
Yeah.
then again, if there's a chicken nugget one, I'm not kidding. Choose your poison.
Yeah. Chicken nugget one or like a
White claw.
flavored one.
White claw flavored.
White claw flavor, you're on it.
That's been my jam this summer. I love White Claw. I'm not sponsored by them unless they want to sponsor.
Hashtag not an ad unless you
I
want to
like
and hit her up.
I love beer, but it just makes you like balloon. So like I try
Mm,
and like use it sparingly. So at a fest now I get White Claw and it weirdly like I know it's not really a thing, but it hydrates me whilst it dehydrates me. So I'm at a normal level because it's like mostly soda water, isn't it? It's
mm.
like vodka soda. Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense.
I mean I could just not drink, but
Where's the fun in that? So, yeah, thank you so much for your time. It's been lovely to chat with you and to learn a bit more and to learn about your mad rock and roll lifestyle with Coke and
mental.
chicken nuggets. So yeah, thank you so much.
Most welcome. Thank you for having me.